Well, again, I got another keychain firearm. Its listed as 1/3, but just looking at it, I think it's more 1/4 scales. It just looks too small to me, but we'll see. We have to try to guess what it is. Oh, it says Python 357, so let me look that up. Alright, so here's an image of the Colt Python with the 6-inch barrel. You know, there's 3 lightning slots there. That's what this has. So this is a 6-inch one, apparently, with plastic or rubber grips. Now, looking at the dimensions, the overall length is 292 millimeters. So I have to whip out the calculator, punch in 292. And now let's see about the length of this thing. So I would say the length of this is somewhere around 73 millimeters, in that ballpark. So 292 divided by 73. This is 1/4 scale. So reading some Wikipedia, this revolver first came out in 1955, and it's only on its second generation, which came out in 2020. The second generation just used stronger steels to make it a stronger gun. It comes in shorter barrel lengths as well, but it's called a Python because Colt apparently likes to name all their pistol revolvers after snakes. Okay, so yeah, naturally, I'm just trying to remove this key ring. It's actually embedded into the handle, but yeah, I guess I'll never use it as a key ring. So, but I don't want to break the plastic that's surrounding it, so I think I need to actually have a second pair of pliers to grab both sides of this ring and twist it apart. I got a runny nose. Okay, I think so. Now the issue is I gotta revolve that around. I'm not sure if I'm going to get that out of there because it's recessed. See, it's not a circle. It's just not a circular thing. Oh, I have an idea. I'm just going to fatigue the metal. I'm going to bend it back and forth until it breaks down there. So, yep, just fatigue it. Hold on. Oh boy, this is a pretty good keychain as far as its fatigue life goes. I think it's just mild steel. The overall strength, though, is obviously not the strongest chain, being a cheap keychain toy. The last thing on Wikipedia I care to learn is the barrel rotates clockwise. A lot of other brands, they go counterclockwise. Wow, this is crazy. This will not break off. Oh, there we go. Finally. So hopefully, but now I've marred up the bottom, I think. Alright, well, anyways. Yeah, you might want to be a little more careful. I think if you just used a Dremel tool, you might be able to do it, but then you might also just Dremel the bottom of the grip, which wouldn't be good either. So sadly, 1/4 scale. It wasn't my intention to collect 1/4 scale guns, but maybe I will. I don't know. I collect 1/6 scale guns. But unlike 1/6 scale guns, those are majorly plastic in the majority of cases. There are metal and wood 1/6 scale guns, but I would say the majority are plastic and you wouldn't want to play with them. But this is definitely some sort of die cast metal of some sort. But the handle is plastic for sure. It's got 2 little Phillips screws. It's got a good grip texture there. And then it's got a silver finish. You can get these in different colors, by the way. And it is nice to see that text in there. If I could focus on it, Python 357. And then, oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. That cocks back. And let's see. Ooh, wait a second. There we go. Is that metal? I don't know if the trigger is metal. It looks like it's plastic. I think it is plastic, so this is questionable of its durability. Will that trigger eventually break? And amazingly, I can actually actuate it with my fingernail. Okay, that's cool that it does that. So you can slide this back here and open up the the barrel. And then it's got a little knurling here. Or flutes. It's got flutes. And I suppose maybe the real one has like some sort of texture there to spin this thing. But this is not spinning. But the barrel will spin here. Well, maybe. No, there it will. Okay, so you can spin the barrel. The chambers they seem a little small to me. Call me crazy, but I almost feel like the chambers would be bigger in proportion to this entire cylinder, but I could be wrong. Alright, so no hammer going on in there. But it is nice that this does work, and this is metal, this black hammer back here. Alright, the sights actually have a notch, and so yeah, you can see the front end through it. I can't focus on it. Nope, not going to happen. And you can see the metal frame here coming down into the grip, which is nice. And will this just click back in, I wonder? I don't think so. You might actually have to move that back a little, or it's just out of alignment. It's just, yeah, see, it's at an angle. So, yeah. I think it would just be advisable to slide that catch back and forth if you want to open it up. Little height elevator indication for that screw. And unfortunately these do not pass air, but I guess if they did, these would probably be prone to breaking, the ribs on top. There's a screw holding that part. What is that going to, I wonder? I don't know what the screw is holding there. I guess that's it. The barrel is somewhat deep. I guess if you had some black paint in there, it would look better. I also feel that the barrel is actually too thin. It would want to be thicker, the walls of that, so I think they could have done it that way. But alright, you got some scalloping here and chamfering there. It's actually pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's just, yeah, I was trying to buy a 1/3 scale, so the listing could have been better. I think this is the only 6-inch Colt Python 357 keychain. So if you see it, just be mindful, it's going to be quarter scale. So for comparison, here's two 1/6 scales, but this would be an 8-inch because it has 4 slots in the barrel. So it's not much different between 6 and a quarter scale, as logically would make sense. But look at this one. I think this one is made by Dam. I don't know about this other one. This is a cheaper brand, but Dam Toys makes, I think, it could be the best 1/6 scale brand for weapons. So this is all plastic, and so it's very frail. You wouldn't want to play with this too much, but look at this thing. It actually has the cylinder, as you can see, but it literally has brass bullets, and so you could literally load this thing. There, look at that. That is just crazy, right? Brass bullets going into this. So it's kind of weak that this metal one at a larger scale is inferior. And also, like, this one is even spent. It's not as long as the other ones because it's indicating that it actually fired around. But yeah, look how frail this is. And so I have to get that to rest in here and go in there. Yeah, it's very fidgety, but detail wise, if you don't play with them, it's just so loaded up with the cool features you would expect of an actual real gun. The fact that it has brass bullets, but I cannot line them up here. Anyways. Alright, so back up here we have my other metal gun collection, and there's already 2 different scales here. So over here on this side I have 1/3 scales, and so here's a Glock. But over here, these are more like 2.5, 2.7 scale. So here's a Beretta, right? So there's four different scales going on here, right? 1/6, quarter, 1/3, 2.5, 2.7. And it's just a shame that these 3 are all listed as keychains, but they're different scales. Ideally, well, I just wish this was listed more accurately. That's all. I mean, I guess it's okay to have different scales. You just got to be mindful of it. Well, that's it for today's keychain gun review. Yeah, just keep in mind, it's not 1/3 scale, but there are other 1/4 scales listed, so maybe you just want to collect that scale. Definitely better than 1/6 scale as far as playing with. Alright, thanks. We'll see you around. Bye.